parenting family from across the globe. Welcome to another edition of the Slow Parenting program on Nostalgia Media. It's another Wednesday, and we're glad to link up again. It's that time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada, and 7 p.m. West African Time, including Nigeria. Today, we're going to laugh a little, just a little, okay? The scenery might be funny, but issues evolving from the clip we're going to see in the course of this podcast are not funny. It just says to us that they are watching us, okay? So with that, I welcome you again to the Slow Parenting program. Today we'll be looking at that issue of do as I say and not as I do in another way. Okay, it's reverse. Say as I do and not as I say. Okay, so when we are giving instructions or we're having discussions with children, sometimes we feel they are not following or they are not watching. They are. There are all sorts of videos on the internet now that, in recent times, one has seen videos that are like, okay, the grandparents are being sent back to Earth, to families. Well, not grandparents. It's just that a whole lot of things have made you to now become a little bit more aware. They are also getting aware. Now, let's fast forward to the ones that have not just arrived. They've been around a year or 2 or 3 or 4. They've watched you. So they've seen you do things. They've heard you say things. And they watched the circumstances and the situations and the environment around which you make such comments or behave in certain kinds of ways. They will start behaving in those ways too. Now, it gets real much more interesting. You say things to them and they're waiting to remind you, you said so. Or my teacher, well, they don't call them teacher mostly. It's my auntie, my uncle said so. But the ones you said to them are actually the ones we are focusing on today. Now, when a child reminds you of something you might have said to him or her in the course of your relationship with that child, it doesn't always bring positive responses from some parents. But today we're asking you to look at these issues, see the brighter side, see the funny side of those situations. At the same time, see the serious side of what the issues are. Okay, so I'm going to describe the video we're going to be playing in the course of this podcast today. A child, a young girl, baby, well, it's not a toddler, it's a young girl, obviously in a restaurant, an eatery with the mother. At least we're sure about the mother. We heard the voice of the mother. And the mother ordered for some food, and the food was brought. And obviously, she saw that the mother didn't like it. And she started by asking, well, looks around, you don't like the place? Of course, I like the place, but I don't like the sauce. He said, well, You ask for it, you eat it. Guess where she must have heard that before? Have you faced any such situations? Have they returned to you some of the things you might have said to them meaning your children, your child? Something you might have said or done. In this case, we're talking about say now. And it's quite instructive, really. And she was quite serious. I don't like the sauce. Okay. Okay, it's my turn now. It's now my turn. Now that time you told me, you asked me to bring this meal for you. Okay. And you said, I asked for it, I should eat it. Now it's your turn. You asked for it, you eat it. I can possibly think of a better way to say they are watching you, they are copying you. Better be careful. But don't bottle up. Don't spoil the fun. Explore the funny side of such situations. Don't get embarrassed. Be a little embarrassed, but then don't show your embarrassment. And don't go like, well, that was me. It's not you. You're telling that child to close up, you know? Have that conversation even at that point. Okay, I should eat it because I asked for it. Yes, I asked for it to eat it. Okay, like I told you that time, yes, get a joke out of it. Make it a learning moment, a situation. Don't turn it into because I am mommy, so I can ask for another one. Eat it. Eat it. That's a good way of saying it's good to go ahead and carry out instructions and agreement. Don't make it look like you are the only one that must be obeyed and they're the only ones that must listen. It's interesting and important to know that you're actually the winner in that kind of a situation. You know why? Should there be another situation, another occasion when, well, maybe because you didn't have time or for whatever other reasons, the particular thing that's available for the child to eat is something you know that child, you've squared up. Well, remember, but then if your child is like my ask for so that be an easy. I remember you said I should eat it. Yes, I said you should eat it. You asked for it. That would be my point. And I know he's not the only one like that. Okay? So make it a moment of catching up, of bonding, you know, of loosening up, and then let the child be the child. And you as a parent, be a parent. But then you now have a magical moment and issue for which that synergy of parental bonding, parent-child bonding will take place. Oh, really, baby? I should eat it because I asked for it? Okay. Well, you really know I don't like it. But just take note. I really don't like this sauce. This type of sauce I usually do. She would take note that you said another time, you might not even be the one to say I don't like it. Maybe you go to another restaurant another day, and maybe the waiter, the waitress brings that same person. You'll be surprised to hear that child say, "Excuse me, but my mommy doesn't like this type of sauce." So that situation also now gets the child to know part of what you like and what you don't like when it comes to menu. So don't get upset and say, what do you mean I should? They come and take this thing away. You spoil the fun and you spoil the flow. And that's not what we want for you and your children in your bonding relationship. So welcome once again. Okay. We're going to go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll take that video and we'll go. Stay on. Thank you.
It's very, very absurd. It's not acceptable. I don't think it's right for the parents or any parent to be purposely, intentionally excluded from that kind of ceremony. The only concrete justification is when that parent dies. And of course, if the parent dies, in case of the father, for instance, the family of the father, anybody from that side can do the function of the father. For you to purposely exclude the father of the bride, the father of the groom, on that particular day is not something that can welcome any day, anytime.
Welcome back. Okay. Yes, we are looking at the issue, the topic, if you like, where a child gives back to you the medicine you had or would have previously given to that child. In this case, it's picking on things you like and things you don't like. And then things the child likes, the things the child or the children wouldn't like. Okay? Earlier on, before we went on that short break, I had said that you might be surprised that at some other point, at some other restaurant, at some other day, it might actually be that child or your children that will tell the waiter, the waitress, oh, please excuse me, my mommy doesn't like this type of sauce. The child would have learned. So it's important for you to say, okay, yes, I asked for it. Yes, you're right that I asked for it. I should eat it. Okay, I'm going to eat it because, yes, you are right. But I really don't like it. So you win the upper hand again. You get the upper hand again. Should you now be home or wherever other places, or the child says, oh, I love that. Mostly in a brochure or an online website, picks it and say, oh, I want this. And you place the order. And the item arrives, food, whatever. Oh, I don't like it. Well, sorry, young woman, sorry, young man, you asked for it. That was exactly what you asked for. So it's here. You got to have it. Don't make your children feel like they can't have those kind of discussions with you, that you would always win. I used to have that challenge. But that, we can't win. No, that's not fair. That's not fair. And what we have agreed on is make your points, regardless of who. Be respectful while you're doing that. Okay? Always make your point respectfully. And that young girl, that child, that young child, if there's anything like young child, that child is very respectful, very serious, very confident. That's what you want in a child. She wasn't stammering. She didn't I want to say something. Oh, she went straight to the point. Yep. And then please commend the effort, commend the presentation, commend the composure. You know, I really like the way you said that too. Okay? Because you are nice, I'm going to eat it. Then what does that say for you for next time when you give her what she doesn't like or what she wouldn't like? You'll be nice too. Who loses? Nobody. It becomes a win-win situation. Okay? So we're going to go take a look at that video now. Then we'll come back and continue our discussion. But don't go away, please.
You don't like the place?
I like this place, but I don't like the sauce that came with it.
But you asked for it, so eat it.
Naya, for real?
Yeah.
It's not a long video, but very much to the point. Okay? It doesn't need any long explanation about it. You don't like the place? I like the place. Of course, I like the place. But I don't like the sauce. Oh, really? You don't like the sauce? The child did not go saying, well, you remember the other time I told you I don't like that meal, but you asked me to eat it. So you didn't need to do that. She was composed and very articulate the way she presented it. You ask for it. You eat it. It rings a bell. Some children will tell you that. They will put that, stinger to it to drive home their points. Okay? Sounds familiar? See the funny side of that situation, those kinds of presentations. Don't take offense. Because if you take offense, remember what the child has done is to repeat to you what she has seen you say or do to her or her siblings or her father or other members of the family that might be staying with you at whatever time. So she learned it from somewhere, you. And that's our point today. That's actually really the real point, that, the children are watching. They're watching. It could have been something else that she saw you doing and copied. Every parent should be happy to have such a child. You know why? It's not all children that will watch you. You call the waiter or the waitress, and they will come and say, please take this away, bring me. So you have shown that you can change that or the other. You can ask for something else. So the child waits. So now you get home one day, you now prepare a certain meal, either because you are in a hurry or for whatever reason. But that's what you could just prepare at that time. And you serve it to the child. The child said, no, I don't want this, I want that. No, but mom, remember the other day at the restaurant, you changed. You have such children. And then some of us might then go on to play mommy or daddy. Well, that was mommy. I could change it because it was in a restaurant or because, well, whatever reason. The child takes it in. Discrimination. If it continues on a regular basis, the child keeps storing up such relationship issues up until the time the child feels, some of them watch the calendar very much, especially when they are around that 15, 16. Okay, don't worry. They're waiting for 18. Okay, now I'm 18, so what? I mean, I can, yeah. But a child, you have developed a cordial relationship. Some children, not all children, even when you have cordial relationships, some children will say turn left, as in go contrary to what needs to happen. But a child that you have, built, sustained a cordial communication relationship with, it wouldn't matter what age. It wouldn't matter what age. Okay? I have seen children, and when I'm saying children, I'm talking about maybe a 60-year-old, my 60-year-old, who also has his or her grandchildren as well, not just her own children. But now the mother, the father, which who would then be great grand or great great grand, will be talking, and that respect, because it had been built, it had been sustained over time. It's not magic. If you don't build it, it doesn't grow. If you don't water it, it doesn't fruit. You build, you water, it buds, it brings out fruits. The fruits still need to ripen. They need to get ripe. They need to ripen. You might be asking, why am I using fruit analogy to something? It's growth, it's nature. Okay? That relationship with that child in that restaurant environment, and you comply. Yes, I said comply. Deliberate. I used the word comply. You comply. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I get that. I really get that. Laugh. You will be surprised that the child too would. You could see throughout the short period of the conversation, she was serious. Get that child to relax and laugh about that situation. Oh, okay. Oh, really? All right. I'll comply. Laugh. And the child will laugh. Everybody will relax. And she would not know it's okay not to refuse or reject what she would have asked for, not because mommy said so, but because it's a choice you made. I will tell you a story here over that. This is not food now. This is not food. My first daughter, when she was going to go to college, you can obviously a college age young person is not a child in the sense of the girl child we saw in the video. And over time, okay, we would have a conversation from when it's junior high. What do you want to be? The first thing she said she wanted to be, she said she wanted to be a journalist. I'm like, why a journalist? Say, Dad, you're a journalist. I want to be. I'm like, no, please. Don't say you want to be something because that's what I am or what I'm doing. What would you love to do on your own? That's what I want to be. That's at that point. That conversation, she didn't change her mind. By the time she was leaving junior high and going on to senior high school, we had that conversation again. And then she was, okay, Dad, I want to be a nurse. Nurse? I'm like, you know that thing about parents and wanting their children to be some particular things, and the child is talking about something else. I'm like, oh, nurse. Okay, wait. Take it easy. Why do you want to be a nurse? I want to be a nurse because I like to help people, you know. Nurses, they wear nice white, you know, uniforms. I'm like, wait a minute. Doctors help people too, you know. Does anybody get it, the drift of where I'm going? Okay, doctors help people too. And then, of course, doctors also wear white jackets, you know, when they are doing their rounds. You know, so why wouldn't you want to choose to be a doctor? Well, hmm, I still want to be a nurse. Okay, yes, no problem. I'm still going to that issue of you ask for it, you eat it. By the time now she had finished senior high school and wanted to go to college, to go to the university. In Nigeria, where this conversation was taking place then, the examination body is called JAMB, you know, Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, that all graduating students from, or graduating students from senior high school would apply to sit for the examination, pick their choices of courses and universities, and then if they pass, if they got the scores required for the course, well, they get selected. You know, other things happen after then. But then, well, if you make certain cut off, like they say, yes, you get selected. She said she wanted to be an accountant, just from I want to be a journalist because then too I want to be a nurse, and then finally I want to be an accountant. Like, okay, fine, nice, okay, beautiful. Then she sat for that exam, it didn't go well. Okay, and the second time she needed to reapply, and she did. I was not, I was out of the country when that application happened. So when I returned, on the day the results were released, and I was in the office and my phone rang and I picked it. Said that um I passed. I got an admission. I'm like, which admission? I had checked the published results. I didn't see it. Of course, I was looking for accountancy. So her name was not there on the accountancy for any of the universities that she picked to go to study. No? So I'm like, oh, what's going to happen now? She's going to be reapplying. Come on. And she calls. I'm like, no. And she said, check so page. And I opened the newspaper, and lo and behold, her name was there. And I looked at the course, it was economics. And I laughed. First of all, I was glad she had, you know, scaled through with the exams. She had an admission to read. Economics is a very good, you know, course to read. But there was a little problem. I asked her to come to the office. No, that wasn't the day come to the office. When we saw, as I closed from the office that evening, yes, so man, I said, did he come? Congratulations first, okay? Yeah, I'm happy for you. Why did you pick economics? She said, is it not good? No, it's good. Economics is good, very good. As a matter of fact, very, very good. It's broad, okay? You could do a whole lot of things, you know, as an economist. But why did you pick economics this time? You said you wanted to be an accountant. You know, I said, okay, fine. I then said to her, if your reason for picking economics is because you feel it's easier, it's an easier program to pursue, you need to think again. She said, no, yeah, it's fine. So school time, she went to college. By the time she finished the first year, she comes home one day and said, Dad, I want to talk to you. Okay, all right, sit down, let's talk. And Dad, I want to ask for something. Go ahead, what stuff? My mind didn't even go to what she eventually said. I was thinking of a whole lot of other things. I said, Dad, can I change my program? Excuse me? No, okay, first, what program? By my study, no, at the university. Oh, your study at the university. Do you remember the conversation we had before you resumed? Say yes. Say, you picked economics. You will finish reading economics. Do you remember it? He said yes. But that it's difficult. I'm like, but I told you that time that, if you felt that the mathematics is actually not mathematics, it's statistics that is in economics, okay? Accountancy, in terms of mathematical issues, is simpler than economics. But then it's both are what they are. But the important thing right now is, well, you know what we're talking about in this episode. You asked for it. You eat it. No, I'm not forcing you. Did I pick? Thankfully, was I in the country when you filled the form? No. Who helped you to fill the form? It says me. Who signed it on your behalf? It says me. Who chose it? Me. Fine. You asked for it. So the other thing those kinds of conversation do is that it then prepares the children to be sure and intentional about their choices. Okay? To be intentional, to really weigh their options properly before they take certain decisions. Don't wait to say you ask for it for a college age child or junior high school age child or senior high school age child to say, okay, don't worry, when you get there, you see. No, let the child have a good understanding of the consequences or the repercussions or the benefits of a given choice that that child is about to make or has made already. If we might stretch this a little bit further, a teenage girl that is in school that now chooses or has chosen to go into a relationship which leads to maybe intimacy and then results in pregnancy. You don't wait to say you that's not food. But it could also be a case of where you ask for it, you eat it. No, you don't wait for that, you ask for it, you ordered it, eat it, will only be fair if you prepare that child, the boys and the girls, not just the girls alone, if you prepare those children at the specific times that they need accurate, uninhibited, concise, and precise information on sexual and reproductive health issues. Any form of inhibition will not cut it. Outside of that, you lose, that badge of, well, saying you ask for it, you eat it. I was ignorant. Or you should know. Who told her? Who told him? Meanwhile, it was a choice. Or you talked about food, you asked for it. It was a choice. Okay? Boy-girl relationship, a choice. Sometimes, however, in boy-girl relationships, the choices are not always clear-cut. Most things happen unplanned when it comes to issues of intimacy. Sometimes, if not most times. We have research findings that said the first time teenagers, experience sexual relationships, it's unplanned. When they were leaving home that day, it's not, very few of them say, oh, I'm going to do this when I get out. Things just unfold and emotions run wild and things happen. But if you have taken the time, if you have taken the time to, you notice changes, physiological changes in your child, male or female, or you use the calendar as in the age to say, okay, we got to talk. Have that conversation. Don't remove anything, or else you will not be being fair when you say you asked for it. Well, you chose to behave that way. How did that child know he or she should have behaved if he or she was not prepared for the consequences of the choices that would have, brought that young person to that situation that nobody really does want? Not the child, not you, not the partner, not the parents of the partner, not the society. So to save everybody the pains of saying the wrong kind of, you ask for it, eat it, you need to have certain kinds of conversations regularly. Okay? Start early, sustain those conversations, be open, be available and open. Let the child know that you are available and open to listen non-judgmentally. Non-judgmentally. Okay, Dad, I need to tell you something. Well, I shared mine. It's not judgmental. Am I saying you chose to read economics? You have to finish it. That's not judgmental. I'm not judging her. I'm just reminding her of her choice. That we had that conversation before she started that program. Oh, by the way, she did finish the program. Yes, she did finish the program. Okay? But it doesn't always end well. When you hear that children drop out of programs, it will be that they started things without calculating the real cost, the real consequences of their choices. They're really ignorant. Some will want to do some program because their friends are doing the same program. Some will want to go to some institutions or some cities, some towns, some countries because their friends are there. My daughter wanted to go to read journalism because say that that's no, don't do it because it's what I do or who I am. Okay, Be you. Who do you want to be? That's where that issue of choice, okay? Even when you feel you're being challenged, because some parents will feel challenged by that child. Who are you to tell me I must eat what I ordered? I don't want it. They will come and take it away. You have left another type of information. You can throw tantrums when you don't like what they give you. Yes. It's okay to throw tantrums if you are sad what you don't like. Because the tantrum you are throwing as the parent, as the mother who ordered for that thing, you say, come and take this thing away. Because you have the power to say, come and take it away. The child has the power to throw tantrums when it's their turn. That's the point. So you're leaving a very wrong signal if you didn't go ahead to eat that. Okay? There are times that we need to bend over backwards, not forward, backwards, to accommodate. I didn't say tolerate, to accommodate. Okay? Certain issues, behaviors, comments. This is one of those times where you need to find every wit in you to see the funny side of that situation. Oh, darling, okay. Oh, okay. Why are you saying I said, Mom, but you told me the other time. Oh, yeah. You remember that? Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to eat it because two reasons now. Okay. You remember I said so to you once. That means that what? Yes. That means what? It means I should eat whatever. Fine. No big deal. Hey, high fives. Sealed. Yes. So the child knows that any other time he or she asks for something, there's no going back. But if for health reasons, it's not okay for you to eat that meal, okay? You need to have that conversation with the child. Don't just say, well, take it away. No, the child does not know. You need to have that conversation with the child. Well, honey, yeah, it's true. We should, eat what we ask for. But this is going to make mommy sick. How? How do you mean? Like I said earlier, if it's my son, expect another question. Yes. Okay. How do you mean? How are you going to be sick? I'm going to be like my tummy, my head. You describe it. Have that conversation. So that when maybe at other times, at other places, a child is given something. Okay? He might have asked for it. People forget, sometimes we forget things that have caused us discomfort at some time, and we just didn't pay attention. And then, oh, it's already ordered, they've already served it. And the child says, oh, mommy, I don't want it. Why don't you want it, honey? Oh, it made me sick the other time. Oh, really? How do you make you feel? Have that conversation. If it's on hell ground, please don't debate it. Don't force. Just as it would make sense for you if the reason for which you are not going to be taking whatever it is, it's a drink, it's food, it's a clothing item, it will make me sick. How do you mean, Mom? How do you mean, Dad? Describe what effects the item would have on you for using it. Don't leave anything hanging. Don't leave anything blank. Don't leave anything for them to fill in the blank spaces. some of the things that the blank spaces will be filled with will not be helpful to anybody going forward. Or dad just always does what he wants and then wants everybody to do what he wants. Somebody is going to tell you that someday down the line, and you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't. So have that conversation, share those moments of laughter over the funny part of, like, I found the video very funny. She asked nicely, Mom, don't you like the place? He looked, oh, I like the place, but it's just that I don't like the sauce. Oh, really? You asked for it, you eat it. Okay? You asked for it, you eat it. At this time, we're going to be welcoming Professor Oyewole Sarumi as he joins us on this discussion. Professor Sarumi, you're welcome to Slow Parenting.
Good evening, sir.
You're welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you. Yeah. Oh, sorry to hear that, sir. Now, we are looking at the issue of children, returning to their parents or adults that would have instructed them to behave in a particular way. And then the adults now, at some other time, get to behave in a way contrary, okay, to what or how you would have instructed or advised that child to behave under a certain circumstance. In this case, the video we are looking at today is a girl, a young child, girl, that went to a restaurant with the mother, and the mother ordered for some meal, and then obviously they didn't want to eat it. And the child looks questioningly at the mother and asked, Mom, don't you like the place? Looking around, and the mother said, of course I like the place, okay, but I don't like the sauce. And the child then says, well, you asked for it, you eat it. So why would that child have had that before, Professor Oyewole?
I'm sure it's going to be from the parent. He or she is taking a cue. He or she might be taking a cue from the modeling that she has gone through at home. Because that statement is only from adults. And I'm sure if a child says that, the child says that definitely there is a modeling somewhere. And if not at home, probably also from the television or internet. But then it's most likely to be from home, because that language is some of the language that parents are very, good at saying. Well, if you don't like it, you just have to eat it. So I'm sure that's just he or she's regurgitating the modeling aspect of what has been learned at home through behavioral copying. So that's what I feel. That's what I think it should be.
Okay, Professor. So what to your mind, how should that parent respond?
The story basically is that the parent wants to take the meal home. They don't want to eat there. If I get the story right, then, I mean, in this case, the parent brought the child there. I don't know the age of the child, so I don't know whether it's 18 or
it's not 18. She couldn't be more than 5 years. It's thereabout 5, 6 years.
oh, then
That's actually what makes the video very unique, really. Yes.
Definitely, then he's from home, and the mother needs to insist on what he or she feels needs to be done in this instance.
No, well, I didn't get that. So the mother needs to do what?
No, the mother needs to put down her feet and then take a decision. If the decision is for the mother to take the male home, then the mother has more than 1,000 reasons to do that. For a 5-year-old, too small to make a decision for the mother. I don't take that. That's my own perception.
Now, what impression, what message would we have passed to that child if, for instance, like you're saying, the mother should put her foot down and have the meal changed?
Is it changing meal or taking the meal home to eat?
No, it's changing the meal. Just let me repeat again. They're in a restaurant, okay, and the meal has been served, and the child notices that it looks like the mother didn't like the meal or didn't like something. Anyway, the mother didn't like something, obviously by her expression. The mother was not visible on the video at all, okay? It's just the child. So the child goes, "Mom, don't you like the place?" And looking around, and the mother said, "Of course I like the place, but I don't like the sauce." Okay? And the child now goes, "Well, you asked for it, you eat it." Okay? So that's a scenario. That's a scenario. So what should the mother do in that situation? Since we now have a better understanding of the age of the child and the context of the statement.
Well, my own perception, basically, my own understanding of it, and the way I feel it should be handled. The mother should take her decision, irrespective of what that child has said. Because you ask for it, you have to take it. That statement that statement is not from that child. It's from what he or she might have seen the parents or somebody elderly saying over time, and therefore the child is using that opportunity to at least tell the mother, "This is what you always tell me whenever I ask for anything," and therefore the mother needs to obey or something, or at least do that, so that some people will say, "Let me give you 2 scenarios." Some people will say, "Well, we believe that the mother should follow what the child has said in order to be able to model something positive concerning what he or she has learned at home." Yeah, that's one. But for me, I believe that if the mother doesn't like that meal, whatever that is ongoing, if that child just brought that thing up as a result of what she has been watching over the years and what have you, the mother should go ahead and do whatever she feels that is good for
Okay,
her.
I will also say that. Okay, go ahead.
That's the two perspectives.
Okay.
That's
Now,
the two perspectives.
yeah, beautiful understood, well understood, and beautiful stated. But the question here is, are we also saying to the child, okay, when you ask for something and you ask for it in the first place, and then you don't like it, you can say, "I don't want it, have it changed." Is it possible that we're also telling the child that when we say we can change it on our own?
Of course, it is possible. It is possible. It is quite possible. That might even be a way of, telling the child one or two things. Also, it's possible. If you don't like anything, you might change it, but then not in all cases. Not in all cases.
in this particular case, sir, the issue is that the mother requested for that meal. So maybe let's look at the scenario at home. What do you want to do, guys? We want to eat noodles. And the mother goes to the kitchen and spends time and resource, prepares noodles and serves the noodle. They are all seated at the dining, and a child now said, "No, I don't want noodles."
They must eat it, though. What are you talking about? They
So
must eat it.
if the children must eat
that
it,
one is quite different.
no,
At
no,
home, they
it's
must
not
eat
different. It's not different.
It's different. The
It's not
context is
different.
different.
No, it's not different because the mother went to the restaurant. The mother had time to look at the menu, picked a meal, and the staff of the restaurant brought the meal she ordered. The child is standing on a legal pedestal, okay, to say you are the one who asked for this. So the child who also at home, the child that who said, "No, I don't want noodles," after asking for it. So are we saying that child could also have any other meal he's asking for aside of the noodles?
At home, that is not practicable at home. Not practicable. It's not practicable. The child has no choice to be asking for such at home. But the mother is the leader in your at home, either at home or in the restaurant. The mother is the one going to pay. So if she doesn't like that meal, she could change it. She's going to pay for it. So
should she give any explanation to the child as to why she would have been taking the decision she's taking?
Well, if the child is up to age to have said that, you can give explanation to him why you need to change that meal. But at home, there is no. We have all agreed at home. You want to eat noodles, and we prepare noodles. You go and eat it. You have to eat it. But outside, if I change my mind because I don't like a meal, no child will tell me that, and I will take that. I will have. No, I'm telling you.
And you spoke so much about mirroring and mentoring. Okay, so we're also mentoring and mirroring something when we go, well, I say so I can change it because I'm daddy or because I'm mommy. Would it be a positive kind of mirroring for the children?
It depends. It depends on the context. It's the context. I understand what you are saying. It depends on the context. It's the context I'm looking at. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So
not everything that we do all throughout the time we are with our children will be positive. Will be positive. Sometimes also it may be negative based on our actions. It depends on the context. But then what we are saying concerning mirroring is that we should always ensure that we mirror positive things to them so that they can also pick that up and then mold themselves and be able to develop and become better in life. That's what we think.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Professor Wale. Incidentally, we are at that time when we start saying bye-bye to the beautiful people who have been with us along this live streaming of our podcast. Just remember that you can have this podcast to watch again as a video at our YouTube channel. Okay, it's Slow Parenting on YouTube. You know, when you search Slow Parenting, you will find us, the Slow Parenting podcast. Okay, and please support us. Okay, support us, follow us, subscribe. Okay, it's more interesting when we know that people are interested in what we are doing. And if there's anything we are doing that you do not like, don't hesitate to let us know. Leave us messages, leave us your comments, either on the live stream or as you watch the videos. We would get, notifications concerning your comments, your questions, or your concerns, and we'll definitely respond. Okay, so it's about that time we say bye-bye. This is still the Slow Parenting program on Nostalgia Podcast on Nostalgia Media. Join us again this time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada. Well, from the next episode, which is will actually be our season 4, the time would have changed. So we'll be talking about 1 p.m. Okay, it will be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada, but still remains the same time slot for the West African time, and then the Nigerian time will still be 7 p.m. But then by next Wednesday, you'll be joining us by 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada. And then I hope I'm saying this. I hope I get this right. I hope it's not 3 p.m. But we'll confirm. You'll see our notifications through the flyers in the course of the week. But definitely by next Wednesday, we would have been 6 hours behind the West African time. Okay, West African and Nigeria would have been 6 hours ahead of us come next Wednesday, because the time will change. We'll gain one more hour by Saturday. Okay, by Saturday the timing will change. So let's remember that. Okay, so we thank you so very much for being part of us today. And then even if you're watching this video after the live cast, we still thank you for taking time to watch it. Just let us know what you think about this particular video and what you think about this channel. We're always grateful to hear back from you, and can be sure we'll respond. Please follow us, subscribe and share this channel to invite your friends, family, and colleagues. We are all about parenting. We are all about parenting. Any issues in parenting, we are crazy about parent-child relationship, bonding, family bonding, okay? Problem solving, if you like, because when you bond, you solve a problem. A child you are well bonded with comes to you to tell you anything. That's half of that problem solved. So until we come your way again, same time next week for West Africa and Nigeria, the same time, 7 p.m. But for US and Canada, there's a 1 hour time difference. Thank you so very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Sometimes they fear off. I know that there are exceptions.
Focus on quality time rather than the other type of parenting where you wake up